As I've been running through the paces with the songs of the book of Revelations, chapter 4 and 5, I have noticed that uh, it evokes something very, very different inside of me. That as I even just declare, I don't even sing, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and who is to come. There's something that happens inside of me, I'm noticing, as I declare that, and I declare that again, and I declare that again and again. And each one of these, for you have ransomed with your own blood people from every tribe and tongue and language and nation. All of that, it does something to us as we enter in, as we buy in to these declarations. It is intended to do something in us. As we enter into that expression of worship, it anchors us to something beyond this world. Think about that for a second. It anchors us to something beyond this world, beyond this timeline, beyond this circumstance, beyond my feelings, beyond my personal sense of self. It anchors me to God. Curiously, that God's love is in there, but his majesty is being amplified. And as we magnify, as we amplify the majesty of God, our lives take on a very different shape. Our perspectives take on a very different uh, a look. We start seeing things. We start seeing ourselves differently. I noticed that a lot of the worship material these days has got the personal pronoun I and me and we and those different kind of things. And I'm not saying that's bad, because I don't believe it's bad. But what it does often is it causes our feelings to take a place in our worship that perhaps sometimes they don't deserve, that our feelings are not at the center of our worship, that the Lord and his glory, his love, his majesty, those things, and he is at the center of our worship experience. So I want to ask you again to go through and to take those songs and to declare them, but not just to declare them one time and then say, hey, well, I did that, nothing really happened, but instead to keep declaring it. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Emphasize different words as you go through. As the Lord God Almighty, is the Lord God Almighty, is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come, who was and is to come. And emphasize different words in that and see what happens within you and see how that changes your perspective through this week and in your life on the whole.